said I'ma crush it. Call me.
Hi there. Just taking in some PSL softball on this beautiful summer day. Welcome to Unsung, your nonprofit news magazine show. I'm your host, Anthony Walker. Today we're coming to you from Fine View on the overlooking the softball field. Unsung welcomes some new, younger contributors today, and Mr. Rogers gets tuned for a new generation. A little cryptic? Yep, but you'll just have to stay tuned to find out how. But first, here's what's going on with our area nonprofits. Fracking has been a hot topic in recent months, and PublicSource.org is taking part in the Marcellus Shale documentary project, where, according to their site, over the next 6 months, Public Source will display the work of photographers taking part in an independent project focusing on the impact of Marcellus Shale drilling and pipeline building on individuals and communities in Pennsylvania. The project involves 6 noted photographers, including Noah Addis, Nina Berman, Brian Cohen, Scott Goldsmith, and Lynn Johnson, whose work will be added to the site as well. You can check out the progress so far at PublicSource.org. The Carnegie Science Center partnered with the Math and Science Collaborative and WTAE4 to launch the community awareness campaign, Math plus Science equals Success. The campaign aims to encourage students to enroll in higher math and science courses. There is no math gene, and all kids can and need to learn math and science are among the messages the campaign delivers to parents, caregivers, teachers, and kids. Find more information, including online resources that can help plan for future success at mathsciencesuccess.org, and keep an eye on CarnegieScienceCenter.org for future related events. Unsung is delighted to have new correspondents with us. The journalism students from Hill House have today's feature story for you.
Thanks, Tony. And now we are live from the Hill, which is an event that the Hill House Association brought here from the Hill District to really connect the legacy of the neighborhood and the jazz legacy and the music, and really the idea that people came down to the Hill to perform live music after they had shows downtown. It connects that back to the current community and the kids that we work with, and it allows us to bring them into the legacy and let the legacy bring them out of that. We're gonna let the kids take over.
Thank you. How you doing today?
Good. I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
Were you always good at football, or did you have to practice really hard?
No, actually you have to practice really hard. And football is not my first love, actually. I really like to play basketball more than I do football.
How do you like being executive director?
I get to work with lots of interesting artists like Esperanza Spalding and lots of other artists. Some days it's really hard. It's a lot of work. It's hard to be in charge of lots of people. It's hard to have to think about how you're gonna raise enough money and how you're gonna plan for everything and have it be a success.
So what's great about being a police officer?
The best part for me is being an officer in my own community, where I live.
Who's your #1 role model, and what did you learn from them?
Actually, my #1 role model is my mother. She was my mother, my father, my hero. She did everything. She provided for us, but at the same time allowed us to go out there and be kids and have fun and enjoy every moment possible.
But my role models, are varied. Sometimes it's your family. My dad is a role model in many ways. A lot of singers, people that were older than me that embraced me like a little sister.
Well, I have many role models. I think it's been, I feel really fortunate in my life. I've had lots of people. But one person that I think about often is my father. He's an artist. And when I was growing up, I got to see him perform and travel and do lots of interesting things. And even when things weren't going well, he was always really positive and always made the best of every situation.
My parents. And I'm a musician, but I also work in the academy, so I've had a lot of role models who are performers. Mary Lou Williams, who's a big role model, is one of the really important people for me. And I would say Herbie Hancock is another big role model.
Well, my #1 role model in my life was my mom. And she taught me that there's nothing that I can't do if I put my mind and heart to it. And to never let anybody discourage me.
I think of my mother as a major role model and a musician that, even though I've met relatively recently, his body of work has been an example and source of inspiration. His name is Wayne Shorter, and his perspective on the purpose of music making to me is a really helpful guiding light.
How long do you think it would take if you want to be executive director?
You know, a long time ago when I was a kid, it used to take a long time for a young person to have the chance to be in charge. The guy who runs Facebook, he's younger than me. The men who run Google, they're my same age. Their kids, you know, Mac Miller, he's a kid. So you can have success. It's not the age, it's how hard you work. It's how smart you are and how hard you work.
How do you help the kids in homestead?
Actually, I have my own foundation, and what we do is continuously help uplift community kids through sports and education. We are an educational foundation, but we use sports to draw the kids in and making sure that we always stay focused and remind the kids that sports and education go hand in hand. Because without good grades, you won't be able to see the practice field.
So the Best of the Batch Foundation, right?
Yes, Best of the Batch Foundation, and anybody who wants to follow us can actually go on batchfoundation.org and they can see what we do throughout a calendar year.
You are the head of the Best of the Batch Foundation.
Yes, I am.
What is your average day like?
What is my average day like? Well, right now my average day consists of trying to make sure I have 365 kids organized to get ready for Project Chuck, which is our summer basketball program, and then also to get 8 young men ready for track that run track with us as well in a track club.
What a great bunch of kids. And now, Mr. Rogers breaks it down smooth, down with a remix of Gardens of Your Mind from PBS Digital Studios.
Hi neighbor, welcome again to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Or maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here, and there's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary things? Are they scary things? Do you ever imagine things? Things you'd like to have? Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend about things like that before? Did you ever pretend about things like that? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? In the garden of your mind. You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. In the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Imagine every person that you see is somewhat different from every other person in the world. Some can do some things, some can do others. Did you ever think of the many things you've learned to do? Many things you've learned. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. In the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think and they'll grow. Did you feel like going like that? Let's give the fish some food. Mr. McFeely, I didn't order any whistles. That's what they call a slide whistle. Did you feel like going like that? There are so many things to learn about in this world, and so many people who can help us learn. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? In the garden of your mind. You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. In the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow.
Have you checked out Market Square lately? I have. Summer's in full swing, and so is their event calendar, with Tuesdays bringing kids play, as well as the reading room sponsored by the Carnegie Library. Thursdays bring the farmer market and concerts, and select Fridays bring Iron City Sound downtown. You can get more details and a lineup of performers and everything else you can do at Market Square at downtownpittsburgh.com/play/market-square. For a different musical experience, the Pittsburgh Symphony Orchestra is set to perform a selection of classical, operatic, and pop tunes under the stars as they do a set at South Park Saturday, July 7th at 8 p.m. More information can be found at pittsburghsymphony.org. Toonseum has just unveiled Care Bears 30 Years of Caring and Hugs, a retrospective exhibit that celebrates the 30th anniversary of the beloved and iconic Care Bears. The exhibit runs until October 26th. You can find out more information at toonseum.org. Thanks for watching this episode of Unsung. Be sure to share it with your friends. You can check out our previous episodes and our Unsung Uncut series over on pittsburghonvideo.org. I've been your host, Anthony Walker, reminding you to keep it awesome, Pittsburgh. We'll see you next time.
So I said I'ma crush it. Call me the golden boy, cause it shine whenever I touch it. Don't rush it, the flow comes naturally. Actually, the whole hood after me. Masterpiece, I outran a pace car.